I got into this because of reading a karate magazine. And it talked about a gentleman who was in the special forces, who had a martial arts background before then, and how he had learned that the samurai, the ancient samurai, had learned calligraphy and gardening and playing musical instruments as a form of balancing the very violent side of their profession. They killed. So obviously today most people, fortunately, hopefully don't have to be in a situation where they have to be in a fighting situation where it's life and death. But life is very stressful, and for me in my particular profession, raising 4 kids and all the other things trying to balance in life, it's stressful. So when I read that, I realized, well, that's the green light for me to really dive into something that I've always loved, and that was flowers. And I went nuts, and I'm going to show you that on the outside. Just, it's pretty amazing. But the inside here, let's go through this arrangement. So I've got a few different colors of purple that I chose. Actually, I just have these 2 right here, but I'm going to create a little bit of a depth. I'm not even sure what these are, honestly. This is probably a chrysanthemum. Maybe this is a rose. Actually, here's a 3rd one. And this is another version of the chrysanthemum. So these 3 variations of purple is what I worked with. You'll notice here, I put some clear tape around 3 of them. These are actually 3 individuals, and I already did this portion. And I put this in the center of the arrangement. And just this was a recommendation my wife had to make sure they bunched together real nice and tight. Pull these tags off still. So you can have a little bit of a duct tape. You know, no one's going to see this here, the clear tape. They actually make a green tape. And you can find that near these silk flower, these arrangements, in Joann's or a Michael's, wherever you go and get them, to make it a lot easier. But I've got this so deep and dense that you can't see no matter what type of tape you use. So put the 3 here in the center, okay? And then you kind of just work with it. You know, don't try to just anticipate what it's going to look like. You know, trust your instincts. What I tried to do was create depth. I tried to create a variation in color in terms of the purple that my son's teacher liked. And I just tried to create, and I also like symmetry, so I tried to work around that as well here. So here I have the dark purple at the top, and then what ended up happening here was, here's more of the magenta, and then I alternated it with this light purple rose. And then I put back in the magenta on this side right here. So you can kind of see right here, we're working with symmetry, right? You've got some depth, variation in color, you've got height, and the purple vase. So pretty simple, right? And then to crown it off, I thought this was a nice little touch here, and this was 2. And I got to make a note to help the teacher remember why I put these in here. But I think it adds a nice little touch, almost like a crown over the top. My wife thinks this is a little bit over the top in the design, but I kind of liked it, so I went with it. In fact, this is where you get to be creative. You can do whatever you want, whatever feels right to you. And you see right here at the top, this isn't gonna, what you're doing right now is just kind of setting it in place. You know, if it's got the look that you're looking for, kind of wrap it around. So I'm gonna take a look at, since I pulled this apart, I'm gonna come back around here and make sure it's going the right direction. Put this back in. And at the top here, in order to keep these 2 together, what I do is I have clear zip ties. And they come in all different sizes. I got these in Home Depot probably 5 years ago. I use them for everything. The landscaping outside, you use them when you're traveling. Have a big can of zip ties for everything in life. Let me give you another little hint on that in terms of emergency preparedness. And we'll use that to zip things up here at the very end. All right? So this is kind of what I'm working with right here. I think that's kind of a nice design. It's from the heart. It shows everything. It probably took me 20 minutes to walk into the store and find what I was looking for. Got a great price on everything. Then what we do is you just pull out a little bit of a zip tie here. And we're going to cut it down. But I'm going to wrap it around 2 tops. right here and try to keep this all together. And then I'll just make sure while it's jostling and getting over to her home, everything stays nice and put. She's got a great presence in the front. It's got symmetry in the back. And probably what I didn't do to bring tape in here, and this depends on the arrangement that you're working with, but once you do that, you can pull the entire floral arrangement out of the base and wrap it again, maybe with a zip tie or with some tape. I'm gonna use some tape on this. I didn't bring that into this presentation here, but I think that'll hold it a little bit tighter and transport, make sure it stays in place. And then finally, I've got a little bow. And this one's gonna be a little bit challenging. I haven't figured this part out just yet, but we're gonna wrap it around like this. Give it a nice little bow on the side here, you know, it just depends on what you're looking to do. And I'll kind of just temp it out here. After I get done with this video, I'm gonna play with this a little bit more, but you get the hint, you know, you kind of just work with what. I have to figure a way to hold it up tight on the base. But this arrangement here would probably cost $250 if you were to buy this from a magazine. I had the base, you know, so there was a cost in that was paid beforehand. But in total, for the flowers, the discount that I got, I paid $42. And if you wanted to give your special someone a nice memento of your love, of your affection towards them, something that's low maintenance, everybody's busy today with all the things that the obligations that you have, silk flowers are the way to go. This is a gorgeous set. I'm happy to be able to share it with you and explain why I love flowers. And we'll be doing more things with color and flowers as John Teng, the middle-aged man, continues this fun blog series.